Hello friends, have a good time. We are at your service with Shabnameh. I have shared a sentence with you in the previous Shabnameh. And that sentence was that, after the end of the war in Ukraine, Westerners believe that they should focus on becoming powerful in the field of making conventional weapons, and then think about West Asia. Very, very strange report. The first one says that we should be able to win the war in Ukraine, so that we have a say in the future world order. Then he said that China and Russia are in front of us as a threat. Then he said, we must be strong to challenge them. Then he said, let's go to West Asia. How did you connect all of these together? Connected them together. He related it because he felt that, next to those two, the main and more dignified issue is West Asia. He must be present here. Dear friends, at the same time as this report, another report was published in a media related to the Zionist regime, which shows the point that I told you, under the title, 18 months, when these people want to become the master of the world again. This report proves that that word is not wrong, because he is talking about something in the same topic. I would like to read to you, my dear friends, part of a report published in the Jerusalem Post newspaper. This report pointed out that the Zionist regime is trying to strengthen its defense power by using technologies based on artificial intelligence. This is the news that was published in the media by the chief director of the Defense Research and Development Department of the Zionist Army. We are going to read its report together. Let's see what they have to say in detail. Also, I have to remind you something before. I told you that they are trying in the next 18 months, so that they reach a good point in the field of artificial intelligence. They have defined sanctions and restrictions for China that in some technologies fall behind. For example, in some chips, which make these, it needs to be in a very special and very clean environment to print circuits on chips. That these are much smaller than 1/5 billionth of a meter. What did he mention in the report? He said, he has placed these restrictions. Once, pay attention to what I am telling you. I came and reached a power. Now I have two things to do. Inside my own country, I am writing their laws, and when I unveil this, I will impose the laws on you. Second, I have myself in the military and civilian fields. Based on this power, I build. That is, for example, a product is now on the market. I will bring something in a week, put it on the table, and say, this is based on artificial intelligence and it's weirder than that. First, I will take over the market. Second, you must go now to reach me, now. Now, you have to go to reach me. This is happening. They are now planning in this area. That in the next 18 months, in the next 2 years, first, they should present us with its laws. We just see the rules. Like the same stories we had with social networks and other issues. But they have already unveiled it. Second, to face it in the field of science and technology, market and different places. And now, let's stay, what does our industry want to offer? That can take the customer with him, and can take the place of these, and can reach a point of these. These are intelligently in front. And the next issue is the military issue. They are working a lot in this field. I will read the report for you. In the continuation of the report, he mentioned it and said that, this Zionist official said, successful tests have been conducted to target a set of rockets, drones, including drones manufactured by the Iranian government. The Jerusalem Post newspaper quoted this person as pointing out that Israel is strengthening its military capabilities by using artificial intelligence technology. All of these, Westerners and those who are dependent on the current world order, all of these are sure to be focused right now on the question of artificial intelligence in a dignified way, and they are trying so that no one in the world finds out about this hidden competition. Let's read the rest of it, the story will become clearer. According to the chief director of the Defense Research and Development Department of the Israeli Army, in another part of his speech, at the Artificial Intelligence Conference of Tel Aviv University, he said that, the Ministry of Defense of the Zionist regime is completing and developing the next generation of military lasers. That is, they probably brought artificial intelligence in this field, and are concentrated, in order to be able to upgrade these lasers. Then he said, we are talking about these things. It confronts us with a very advanced laser weapon system. That we tested the targeting of mortars, missiles and drones through it. And we are thinking of testing drones like the one that Iran sent in Ukraine. Let's see if we can hit it or not. Then he says, we believe that we can successfully shoot this down. When does he want to unveil it? He pointed out that the laser defense system is really good news. It will be both ground and air. We expect to deploy the systems along the border of the Gaza Strip in 2 years to test the effectiveness of this tool. Sir, I repeat my words once more. You pay attention. In previous reports, I said that in 18 months, they think that they can put something on the table to challenge the world. Suppose now we are fighting with swords. We are fighting with a bow and arrow, and we are taking the lead in this field. Why? Because we made it more wonderful. We made it the best of all. If gunpowder is unveiled right now, we will be challenged. Sir, we have the best atomic bomb. Right now, if, for example, it goes to dominate artificial intelligence, then unveils it at once, we will be surprised. Is it other than that? Does anyone understand the issue differently from what I told you? Of course, these are repeated words, right? The new word that I am telling you is this. When I say that the Zionist regime is working on it, when we will know in the coming days that other countries in the West are working on it. When America is struggling in this area. And that one is doing so, and so, that is, they are picking their rail now. None of them sat idle, let their elites do something. No. Everything is almost done. They are picking its rails, to take the lead in this field soon. To challenge the world. China has also done something in this field. Iran has done it too. Russia has done. But, why is all this being done silently? And what will surprise us all will be somewhere around 18 months from now or 2 years from now. Let us read on. He says, if this experiment works, and it leads us to the integration of strengthening the laser defense system within 2 years, as fast as possible, we deploy throughout the north. Why does he want to deploy this all over the north? He tested it on the border of Gaza. Then he wants to take it and settle it in Lebanon? Yes. Let me continue reading it. I cannot announce a specific time. And I don't want to be optimistic or pessimistic. He says that we will not comment now, but here we have reached a conclusion, we are going north. What will happen? That I can use the rockets that the Lebanese resistance wants to shoot there. A question. Does Lebanon want to shoot a missile? Now maybe, for example, they want to do something, that he is forced to fire rockets, that he is also forced to shoot rockets, that they need to target it with artificial intelligence-based laser. Let's go further. Apparently they went too far. In this story, they went very far. They even defined their next plans to advance in some places. Now let's move on. I have some points to share. We should pay attention to 2 points. We are currently the leader in the production of cheap and deadly drones around the world, according to friend and foe alike. What I said about Iran. The fact that in their report they say to go towards a superpower of conventional weapons means that we can solve it. We are at this point. What is our default? Our default is that. Why 2 years later? Right now someone can put something on the table that will hit my drones. Why are you talking about 2 years later? In Iraq and Syria, I am challenging what America has. I also tested in other places. But, right now, assuming you can hit it right now. When I reached this default, I came and did something. I came to focus on having something, that he can cross the barrier of what you have. Remember I told you there is another side? They are stuck in my drones. The most disastrous thing is that you are 1 step behind like this. Imagine you are 1 step ahead. For example, you are saying that I built something that can hit their drone. Well, you are 1 step behind. Because you are involved in my drone. If I have crossed my drone, I am 1,000 steps ahead. Now, then you must come to an unknown world. And Iran has done this. Iran has done this. In a world where America is a superpower, China is a superpower, Russia is a superpower. But these superpowers wish to have Iran's drones. And Russia is longing to deliver American weapons to Iran as soon as possible. From the war in Ukraine, they took the booty. For Iran to come and do something on it, in such a world, I will soon talk about an unknown world. The model of war in our world will soon change. In such a world, they are thinking of surprising us. When we say now that they want to beat the world in 18 months, it's not a surprise anymore. Everyone is wondering what will happen. And 18 months later, when they checked all the bugs in the case, they took all the weaknesses and shortcomings of the story. Something surprises them that they didn't even think about it in their night sleep. The same clown games that they are making now, this also has a basic bug that they will face now. My laughter in this report, and the reports, especially about artificial intelligence, and the reports about their efforts to surprise Iran, the axis of resistance, and the world. I laugh. It is because they are far away from the surprising reality that is ahead. I think that's enough. I don't have any other points. If you have any points, please send them in the form of a message. It will help this report to be more complete with your message. Dear friends, I am very sincere. I have a lot of devotion. Have a good time.